Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Nothing But Sports for Thursday, February 27th, 2020, brought to you by the great people at Today's Dentistry. Dr. Mike O'Neill, the best dentist in the world. I don't tell you that because I'm trying to help him out. I'm telling you that because I'm trying to help you out. Your dental health, way too important to leave to just some ordinary guy. Dr. Mike O'Neill, not just a great dentist, but the builder of a great culture at Today's Dentistry. His entire staff, top shelf, top pros. They're wonderful. Give them a call, 317-849-2933. Huge game tonight in college basketball. Indiana at Purdue. Indiana, somehow or another, is a 6-point underdog in this game. The last time Purdue won, it was 5 games ago against Indiana at Assembly Hall. I guess that's what's driving the line a little bit. Trevion Williams for Purdue. Trace Jackson-Davis for Indiana. Guard play is going to be a big deal. Race Thompson has been really good over the last 4 games for Indiana. They've won 3 of those 4 games. Here's the way it breaks down for IU. When they score 66 or more, they're 15-1. The one loss was a game they should have won against Maryland. When they score 65 or fewer points, they're 3-8. If they can score 65, or if they project to score more than 65 at the quarters of the game, right? 10 minutes left in the first half, halftime, 10 minutes left in the game. I think it looks really, really good for IU. If not, then it's going to look good for Purdue. If this game's played in the 50s, Purdue's going to win this game. If this is a defensive struggle, that's going to be Purdue's, and they need this game, man. Right now, they're 7-10 in the Big Ten. They're 14-14 overall. If they lose this game, they are virtually out of the conversation for an NCAA berth. If Indiana wins this game, they insert themselves into the NCAA tournament. Right now, a lot of your bracketologists have Indiana as a 9 seed. If they win this game, they could elevate themselves to an 8 or a 7 with 3 games left. If you beat Purdue, you're sitting at 9-8 in the conference, 19-9 overall. 2 home games coming up next week against Minnesota, and then to round out the regular season, they play a game against Wisconsin. If they could win both those games in addition to what goes on tonight, all of a sudden they are at worst 11-9 in conference, and with 21 wins rolling into the Big Ten tournament here in Indianapolis. Indiana's got a hell of a shot tonight to do something that would kind of affirm their position as an NCAA tournament team, and we would call that progress, wouldn't we, Indiana fans? If they could win tonight, get into the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2016, you think pretty highly of the job that Archie Miller is doing. College basketball is a funny game, man. Coaches, what a job, what a profession. Right, I'm here at Hinkle Fieldhouse where the Butler Bulldogs are practicing right now. And what, 8 weeks ago? Not even 8 weeks ago, I think, Butler was ranked number 5 in the country. LaVall Jordan's riding, atop a tidal wave of popularity. And now, not so much. They're cruising toward the bubble. They've got a game Saturday here at Hinkle against DePaul. And then next week against St. John's before they wrap up the regular season against Xavier at Xavier. Indiana, a couple of weeks ago, fans are talking about replacing Archie Miller with John Beilein, for God's sake. Today, with the commitment of Christian Lander and IU having won 3 of their last 4, if they win tonight, I think people are going to be very, very pleased with Archie Miller. That's why, if you're a head coach, you don't listen to the noise. If you listen to the noise, it's going to drive you batty. That's what happens. I'll tell you one guy, Nate McMillan, he doesn't listen to the noise. Let's hear from Nate McMillan and find out whether Victor Oladipo is going to play tonight. Nate, Vic going to play?
Edmund is out. Victor is in. He's feeling better. The last couple of days he's felt improvement and should be ready to go tonight.
Is there a minutes restriction?
Well, we'll, of course, have to look at him out on the floor. There's no restriction on his play, but he's been off for a couple games, and we'll have to be cautious about the number of minutes he plays during tonight's game.
How important was it coming off that, what happened in Toronto, come back with a really good performance against Charlotte?
It was good, to see the response. We know we played a poor game in Toronto and needed to play well and establish ourselves against Charlotte. I thought our guys did that right from the start. What we need to see tonight is more consistency with that same type of effort establishing ourselves, with this unit that is now, we're back to, being healthy. So consistency is what we're looking for.
The defensive part obviously was a big part of you guys getting out to that good start against Charlotte. And so you want to kind of probably see some of the stops that can help jumpstart your offense.
Absolutely. That's where it starts, and it should start, is on the defensive end of the floor, establishing your defense, getting stops. I thought we did a good job of that, getting out and running and getting out into transition and not having to play against a set defense the entire night. So, that's where it starts for us, establishing our defense.
That's Nate McMillan. Let's hear from Victor Oladipo.
Feeling good, so we're going to give it a go tonight. So just glad to be back, obviously. But it's part of the process, just listening to my body and staying patient. But I'm ready to go today.
In terms of what you saw from you guys, bouncing back from Toronto, what you guys did against Charlotte, I think this is kind of a springboard that maybe you can finally get things going in the right direction and string together a winning streak?
At the end of the day, we want to win every game. But sometimes, you may, sometimes you may not. But our mentality and our approach can never change. We can control that. So every night, no matter if we lose 5 in a row or we win 5 in a row or lose 10 in a row, win 10 in a row, we should have the same mentality and same approach to every single game. So we should expect to win and want to win. So that's what it's all about. So if we have that approach, everything else will take care of itself.
As you're working on shooting threes, sometimes you're at the arc, sometimes you're 5-6 feet back. When you're further back, are you working on something specific?
Yeah, making them.
But you're not working on, like, getting your legs under you consistently or anything like that?
No, I'm just working on making them. My range has increased, over the year, so now I'm just trying to make it a consistent thing, so you work on it.
That's Victor Oladipo. Let's talk to Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm, how do you guys know when you're going good? How do you know when it feels right?
When we're winning games, but more so when the chemistry's clicking. We look at our defensive rebounding numbers and our assists.
The difference between, like, the Toronto game and the game against Charlotte, back-to-back and completely different results. What was the difference?
I think Toronto's a lot better team, but I also think we stepped up to the challenge and we came together a bit and got our confidence back.
How much do you guys miss Jeremy?
A lot. He's going to be huge for us down the stretch, not being able to have him out there. He's so talented. He's such a great teammate. He contributes so much on the floor. He's a lethal scorer and can also defend.
What did he – well, you kind of answered it, but is there – as the chemistry works, is there something about Jeremy that we just don't kind of get, not being on the inside?
Yeah, he's a glue guy, especially for us in the locker room, off the court. He's a guy that can lighten the mood, that can bring everybody together and keep us positive.
Justin getting some more run, what does he bring to it that maybe replaces some of what Jeremy brought?
Just sort of a veteran presence, a positivity. Even when things get tough, those are the veterans are the guys that, don't panic, that know that, it's going to turn around at some point.
What kind of lift does Sabonis give you guys from an effort perspective?
He gives his, max effort every night. You know what you're going to get from him, usually a double-double, and he's usually going to help us close games.
That's Malcolm Brogdon. Again, tonight's start for the Pacers. Pacers hosting Portland. That game at 8 o'clock tonight, not the typical 7 o'clock. So don't get to Bankers Life Fieldhouse at like 6:30. Think you're going to be able to pound a couple of beers and then it's going to be basketball. You're going to have to pound about 6 beers if you get to Bankers Life Fieldhouse at 6:30. Game time tonight, 8. The game is on TNT. Little media news this afternoon. Got an email from YouTube TV. I'm a subscriber, or at least I was. Here's the email. Hi there. Our goal with YouTube TV is to offer you the content you love delivered the way you want. To make this happen, we need to enter into deals with our partners. Unfortunately, we have been unable to reach an agreement with Sinclair to continue to carry the Fox regional networks and Yes Network. Starting February 29th, 2020, you will no longer be able to watch live, on-demand, or recorded content from your local Fox regional sports network or Yes Network. Please know that we do not take this decision lightly. We value your membership and will continue to strive to build the best streaming experience possible. Sincerely, the YouTube TV team. Adios, YouTube TV. I canceled immediately and signed up for Hulu TV. I've got to keep, because of the payment cycles, I'm keeping YouTube TV through the 20th. But Hulu TV is going to start immediately. Hulu TV has entered into a deal with Sinclair and the Cubs to carry the Marquee Network, and they're going to continue to have the Fox regional networks, which means I'm going to be able to watch the Pacers, IHSAA stuff, the Cubs, all of that for $5 more a month. It's worth the $5 more a month to me. You make decisions on your schedule, but understand this: if you're thinking about unplugging, and you have circled YouTube TV as a potential provider with which you might do business, you're not going to be able to watch the Pacers, state championship basketball or football, or the Chicago Cubs. I said adios, and what you do, well, that's your business. This has been Sports Nothing But Sports for Thursday, February 27th, 2020. Join me tomorrow morning, Breakfast with Kent, at 8 o'clock on Facebook Live, and then at about 8:15 on Periscope and Twitter. You can catch that on my Twitter feed at Kent Sterling. We'll talk to you then, brought to you by the great people at Today's Dentistry. Join me.